On an otherwise ordinary afternoon, a bustling hospital found itself in the throes of a scene no one could have anticipated. It all began with a loud commotion near the entrance. Nurses, patients, and staff paused, their routines disrupted by strange, almost mournful cries that echoed through the halls. At the center of the chaos was a deer, its large, expressive eyes pleading for something beyond the comprehension of those watching. Among the onlookers was Nurse Emily, a dedicated but weary nurse who had grown disillusioned with her profession. Long hours, emotional strain, and a lack of appreciation had left her questioning her career choice. But on this particular day, she couldn't ignore the pull of curiosity as she approached the scene, a heart racing with a mix of fear and intrigue. Security guards wrestled to keep the deer from entering, its desperation evident in every movement. Emily's eyes met the animal's, and in that moment, she saw something that made her pause, a silent cry for help, a plea she couldn't ignore. The deer wasn't just lost or frightened, it was determined. Emily felt an inexplicable connection to the creature's struggle, a reflection of her own battles within the hospital walls. Despite her hesitation, Emily found herself stepping closer. Against the backdrop of hushed warnings from her colleagues, she felt an undeniable urge to understand. The deer, restrained but unyielding, seemed to have a mission. Emily wondered what could drive an animal to defy its instincts and enter a space filled with humans. The standoff continued until the deer, unable to push past the guards, finally retreated. But just as quickly as it had appeared, the animal vanished into the surrounding trees. The incident left the hospital abuzz with speculation. Was it a sign? An omen? Emily, though skeptical of such notions, couldn't shake the feeling that the encounter meant something. Hours later, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the deer returned. This time, it was not alone. To everyone's astonishment, a small, frail cat dangled from its mouth. The cat was limp, its fur matted with dirt and blood. The realization hit Emily like a wave. The deer's desperate attempts to enter the hospital were not for itself, but for its tiny companion. A hush fell over the crowd as the deer stood at the entrance, patiently waiting. The hospital staff, moved by the sight, cleared the way. Emily stepped forward, her heart pounding. She crouched to meet the deer's gaze, her hands trembling as she gently took the injured cat. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered words of comfort, both to the cat and to the deer, whose unwavering stare seemed to convey gratitude. The medical team sprang into action, tending to the cat with care and urgency. Meanwhile, the deer waited outside, its watchful eyes fixed on the hospital doors. It paced, its anxiety palpable. Emily couldn't help but marvel at the bond between the two creatures. It was a reminder of the profound connections that exist beyond human understanding. When the cat's condition stabilized, the doctors brought it to the entrance, cradled in a warm blanket. The deer stepped forward, its eyes scanning the tiny bundle. A soft purr from the cat was all it took to ease the deer's tension. With a flick of its tail, the majestic creature turned and disappeared into the night, its mission complete. The incident left an indelible mark on Emily. In the days that followed, she found herself reflecting on the deer's courage and selflessness. It had risked everything for its friend, embodying a level of compassion and determination that she hadn't seen even in the hospital's halls. Inspired, Emily decided to approach her work with a renewed sense of purpose. She resolved to fight for her patients and for herself, just as the deer had fought for its friend. That day, a deer and a cat reminded Emily of the power of resilience, the importance of compassion, and the beauty of fighting for what matters. And though the deer's visit was brief, its impact would last a lifetime.